In August 2012, Leicester City Council purchased an old school, with the aim of creating a centre that would tell the story of the search for King Richard III. The incredible transformation of the former Alderman Newton's School, located next to the spot where the King's remains were found, was completed in record time, and the King Richard III Visitor Centre was opened on the 25th of July 2014. The centre tells the fascinating and moving story of the King's life and death, and reveals one of the greatest archaeological detective stories ever told. The centre is divided into 3 sections: dynasty, death, and discovery, each providing a unique insight into various aspects of this engaging story. The Bosworth Battlefield Heritage Centre tells the dramatic story of the Battle of Bosworth on the 22nd of August 1485, which marked a major turning point in English history, where Richard III fought for his crown and lost his life. With interactive hands-on displays, you can find out more about medieval warfare, how the battle unfolded, and the impact of the new and powerful Tudor dynasty, as well as how archaeologists discovered the true location of the battlefield. It is believed that this field is where Richard III was killed at the Battle of Bosworth, so ending the Plantagenet reign. Kirby Muxloe Castle, also known historically as Kirby Castle, is a ruined fortified manor house in Kirby Muxloe, Leicestershire, England. William, Lord Hastings began work on the castle in October 1480, founding it on the site of a pre-existing manor house, under the direction of Roger Bowlott, who was Lord Hastings' steward and became the clerk of works for the project. A workshop able to make up to 100,000 bricks a week was constructed by Anthony Isebrand from Flanders. A brook was redirected to feed the new moat and a garden was established alongside the castle. Work intensified in early 1481, with the stonework being supervised by John Cowper, a master mason. It is uncertain exactly how much of the castle was constructed, although at least one corner tower had been nearly completed by 1483 and the ground floor of the gatehouse laid out. Work continued quickly until 1483, when William was executed during Richard, Duke of Gloucester's seizure of the throne. His widow briefly continued the project after his death, but efforts then ceased, with the castle remaining largely incomplete. Parts of the castle were inhabited for a period before falling into ruin during the course of the 17th century. Finghay Castle was a high Middle-Age Norman motte and bailey castle in the village of Finghay, about 3 miles to the north of the market town of Oundle. It was probably founded around 1100 by Simon de Senlis, Earl of Northampton. Finghay Castle was a favoured residence of Richard, who became Duke of York and a powerful magnate. Married to Cecily Neville of the House of Neville, an influential family in northern England, he fathered 2 future kings, Edward IV and Richard III. The latter was born at the castle in 1452. One of the finest and most historically important churches in Northamptonshire, St Mary the Virgin and All Saints, has seen more than its fair share of historical drama over the centuries. The church, with its distinctive octagonal lantern tower, looks out across idyllic countryside. The central post of the lantern supports a weather vane in the shape of a falcon in fetterlock, the symbol of the Dukes of York. In 1476, Richard III brought the bodies of his father Richard, Duke of York, and his brother Edmund, Earl of Rutland, to be reburied in the church. St Mary's suffered during the dissolution of the monasteries for its connection with the College of Priests. The roof was stripped from the college cloister and choir, but as the nave was reserved for use as a parish church, it was left alone. In time the cloisters and choir collapsed, and the rest of the church might have followed suit had not Elizabeth I stepped in. The Queen was alarmed at what might happen to the tombs of her ancestors, so she granted money so that Duke Richard and Earl Edmund could be reburied in the sanctuary, on either side of the high altar. To the right of the altar is Duke Richard's tomb, to the left is the tomb of Duke Richard's nephew Edmund, with his wife Cecily Neville. Under the tower at the west end of the church is one of the best features of the church, the marvelous fan vaulting that supports the upper stages of the tower. In the center is a painting of the Yorkist falcon and fetterlock symbol.